me over his left shoulder, and he'd have his ventilator, his puffer in his right hand. You okay, Graham? Oh, yeah. Don't worry, he said. Don't worry, he said, I've got to broadcast a race in 10 minutes. If I can't do it, he said, can you take over? I said, you'll be okay. So one day we went up there, and I used to love telling yarns, as Graham remembers. And I got Paul Amazoli and I got Frank Kennelly and Graham Beneath all down the broadcast box there with Huey Jones, the judge, and I'd be telling them yarns, and all of a sudden we hear the crowd start cheering, and they were coming around the home turn in a race, and Frank said, "Oh no, we've missed the race. What are we going to do?" And Graham McNeese says, "I know, I've got a perfect solution." And he hopped on the microphone and said, he said, "Attention please, would Electrical Max please come to the broadcast box? There's been a major breakdown in the electrical works." So that let us off the hook, and Paul Amberloy said, "Jesus, Gary, you nearly got us all sacked." But he said it was worth it because the joke was very good. It was true.
The trainer of Wooly Wilson, Jeff Watt, also had a big impact on the life of Gary Wilson, and together the three made a formidable combination.
Yeah, I used to go to the races every week with Jeff and Wooly, and to make life easier for me, Jeff took out one of the compartments in the trailer, and I used to lay in the back of the trailer, and Wooly Wilson and Benny McGrath used to be my companions in the back. And I have a great story about Jeff Watt that a lot of people might not know, which is true. Well, I used to live with Jeff Watt for 3 or 4 months every year. He was a wonderful man, him and his wife Robin, and I was in the kennel one day, and I was a bit weary, and Jeff said, "Gary, I'll put you up on the machine bench and you just have a bit of a sleep there." So I'm dozing like this, looking out the window. All of a sudden I hear this paper rattle. I thought, you've got a sweet, have you? A lolly, I'll have one of those. And Jeff said, "It's the last one. You're not getting it." I said, "Look," I said, "you know how much I love lollies, I want it." So Jeff said, "Okay, you can have the bloody thing. Open your mouth." So I opened my mouth, he put it in, and it took me 2 chews before I realised it was a great big snail. And you wouldn't believe it, it stuck to the roof of my mouth, and here's me, trying to get the bloody thing out, couldn't get it out, and Jeffrey's pissing himself laughing because I couldn't spit it out, and Jeff said, "Serve you right." He said, that's your fault for wanting everything that I've got in my hand." What a great story. It's true too.
And while it was the deeds of Wooly Wilson on the racetrack that helped make Gary a household name, it was the death of his champion that made Gary seek more fulfilment in his life.
Wooly Wilson was a close pal to all of us, and he just brought us so much enjoyment, and I suppose if there's any one single factor to my life being as happy and as enjoyable as what it has been, it's Wooly Wilson, because Wooly Wilson gave me the money to go to the Philippines, and I remember Wooly Wilson died on Anzac Day in 1982, and when after a few more months, I said to Mum, "I'm pretty bored now." I said, "Life's lost a lot of its sting. Life lost a lot of its sting now that Wooly's dead." So I said, "I'm going to do something bold. I'm going to go and get married." And Dad said, "What?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm going to go to the Philippines, and I said I'll be back in 2 months for the bride." So I packed my bags, and you wouldn't believe it, I went to the Philippines. I met the lovely Arlene. We got married. I met her on the Monday, asked her to marry me on the Wednesday. She says yes. After she picked me up off the floor, I was in shock. She said yes. So we come back to Australia, and that marriage, of course, resulted in the beautiful Alira, and these days Alira is my main focus in life. Like, she's a beautiful child, and anything I can do to help Alira, I will. So I'm a typical proud dad, and I've got every reason to be that way because she's so good at school, she's so good at her singing, and also she's more than happy to give me a hand whenever I need it. Good. Good. You know what life's all about. We all know how much you love singing. How about coming and sitting on your dad's lap, sing a song for any talent scout out there that may be watching, and who knows, maybe in the future you could be a superstar like your dad. Come on.
Do I sing now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in this game. Oh baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in love. Got sent from above. I'm not that innocent.
Beautiful. I tell you what, Alira, you sing well, and obviously you take after your dad. Give me a kiss. Good girl.
These days, besides doting over his daughter Alira, Gary is a tipster for Cannington, as well as having a regular spot on Perth radio, doing what he does best, talking about greyhound racing and spinning a yarn.
I'm 49-year-old, just turned. I'm in a wheelchair now, but I can still get around on my crutches. So all those people out there in New South Wales and Queensland that think that I've turned to a wheelchair, that's not always the case. I can still walk on my crutches, and I still enjoy life. I still tell a great joke. I love keeping people happy by spinning them a yarn, and I just love life. Just so good. I wouldn't be dead for a quid.
They threw them all away when they made you. All the very best, and may your health continue in the same vein that it has over the past years.
My memories of Gary Wilson are treasured ones. I loved his wit, I loved his sense of humour, I loved his outlook on life, I admired his courage, and I loved the way he appreciated his fellow man. And when it came to music, he was something else again. He had a terrific sense of rhythm and timing, a lovely feel for a melody, and boy, could he play that harmonica.
I love him. He's the quickest wit, the quickest mind. He had great greyhounds. We just had a wonderful time, and Ricky and GK and myself, I look back with those times with pleasure at his intellect, his wit. It was just so quick.
Lovely to know that Gary is still living the life of Gary Wilson as he knows how over in God's own country in Western Australia. Good luck to you, Hal. Keep on keeping on.
Well, Gary, Paul, Ian, Tappy and Singer have just about said it all. You've really maintained an extraordinary outlook on life. Your personality and wit hasn't changed one iota. On behalf of the thousands of greyhound fans out there, thanks for sharing the memories with us.